land of the gods, land laced with bronze and blood, where leopard once guarded kings and drums spoke to the spirits. A boy was born in silence, yet his scream echoed through time. His name was Idu, but no one knew who gave it to him. Found as an infant by a humble young farmer in the outskirts of his son, a quiet village west of Benin. He grew up herding goats and clearing fields. The old farmer who raised him always said, "The gods put you in our hands, and the gods do not make mistake." But from the time Idu was 7, he had nightmares. Every night he dreamed of a burning palace, of a woman screaming his name, and of an arrow piercing his chest as he stood on a blood-soaked throne. He would wake in sweat, chest aching, tears on his cheek. When he spoke of the dream, the villagers said, "You dream too deep, be careful, some dreams are doors." What no one in Usi knew was this: 18 years earlier, the Oba of Benin, Oba Idemudia III, faced a desperate time. His enemies, the House of Akenzua, a rival royal blood, had risen with northern mercenaries and stormed the village. Betrayed by one of his chiefs, the Oba was caught off guard. Before his capture, the Oba had done something forbidden. In desperation for an heir, he had secretly fathered a child with Omotola, a lonely palace sweeper who was believed to be barren. She was from a hidden line of spiritual midwives called the Wanwe, keepers of an ancient womb spells. The very night she gave birth, the palace was burned. The Oba was executed. His wives and children were slaughtered, but Omotola, wounded and bleeding, escaped the palace with her newborn, wrapped in a Kura cloth. She reached the forest of Evu before dying beneath an Iroko tree. That baby was Idu. At 19, Idu sought answers. He walked from village to village speaking to diviners, bone throwers, and blind priests. One night, deep in the sacred forest of Okomu, he met Ogedigo, a sorcerer with one eye and a leopard's pest. Ogedigo said nothing at first. He simply touched Idu's chest and whispered, "You dream of death because you died once before. The arrow, the fire, that was your first life. You are Oba's son. The spirits still call you by your real name. Idu, Iduense." Idu's world shattered. The sorcerer showed him visions of his mother's final breath, of the betrayal of the sacred brooms, leopard marks buried beneath the ruins of the old palace. He also warned, "Your enemies still rule, and if you don't reclaim your bloodline before your 21st moon, your name will be erased from the book of the ancestors forever." Idu now, Edo Iduense, returned to Benin under a false name. The city had changed. The palace was ruled by Oba Okunada, a descendant of the Osupias. His court was glided with wealth stolen from Idu bloodline. But something had haunted the palace. Whispers of screams beneath the floor of brooms, marks that wept blood. Idu found allies in the descendants of the royal guards, people who remembered the old ways. They guided him to the sacred chamber of Idemudia, buried beneath the palace, a place sealed in blood magic. There he found the leopard throne, untouched, guided by the spirit of the 7 nobles, sacrificed in the old coronation rites. Their blood still whispered. They asked only one thing: will you avenge us? The final battle came during the festival of Ugi, when all the Benin gathered in a palace square. Idu stepped forward in the royal robe of his father, the bronze leopard marks on his face. At first, they mocked him. Then he spoke in the ancient tongue of the Obas, word only taught to the choosing line. The skies darkened, thunder cracked, and suddenly, the sacred bell in the palace, silent for 20 years, rang by itself. The people knelt, the spirits rose, and Oba Okunada, the first king, fell to his knees as fire danced from the ancestral altar. He died screaming, His shadow torn from his body by the same spirit that once guided the throne. He do reclaim the throne, but he never forget the voices under the palace. Every year he poured palm wine and blood into the earth to honor them. He ruled in justice, but his eyes were always shadowed, haunted by the pain that brought him to power. And in the silence of the palace halls, you can still hear it. The scream of a mother, the echo of an arrow, and the whisper of a throne reclaimed.